Certified by Weather Rate, Knoxville's most accurate forecast. This is your forecast first from the WATE 6 on Your Side Storm Team. Brought to you by Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, the furniture you want.
Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Ken Weathers. A warm, humid day across East Tennessee with some isolated showers and thunderstorms. We're seeing some of that rainfall. Cumberland County and Crossville atop City Hall, our Knoxville Wholesale Furniture camera network. And with the rain in the area, they're down to 67 degrees. We're still 87 at our studios and 86 at the airport where we've not seen the rain yet. Rain coverage increases a little bit tomorrow and becomes more likely by the end of the week, which is why we're weather aware. More on the timing of late week rain as the news starts now.
WATE 6 on Your Side News at 4 starts now.
Breaking news to pass along right now here at 4. A portion of I-40 is closed in Roane County after a tractor trailer overturns. What we have now learned about the accident and what you need to know about traffic conditions.
And an East Tennessee community upset over a comment made at a recent budget meeting. Why some claim the city administrator was being disrespectful to city employees and how that man is now responding.
And East Tennessee's opioid epidemic putting a strain on addicts' families. We're finding out how grandparents are now stepping up to help kids and the Knox County program that's supporting them.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lori Tucker.
And I'm Bo Williams. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. We do want to start with that breaking traffic alert for you. Right now, a portion of I-40 shut down in Roane County. This is because of an overturned tractor trailer.
Mark Nagy with TDOT tweeted out these pictures earlier of I-40 West. This is near mile marker 347. It is quite a mess there. We're told the 18-wheeler was hauling scrap cars when it overturned. Injuries have been reported. We don't know the extent of those injuries. There is a boat involved as well. It was being transported. This road expected to be closed for at least another hour as crews work to clear that scene. Now, right now, we have a crew on the way. We're working to find out what led to this crash. Of course, we'll pass along any updates just as soon as they come into the newsroom. And as we just see there, this is causing a real mess on I-40. Bo, you have been planning some detours so that people who need to travel that area will be able to get around that.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And even those detours at this point are going to be a little on the slow side as well, so you got to keep that in mind. Plus, you may notice, see the green and the blues here. You got rain moving into that area. Ken will be talking more about that here in just a little bit, but we do want to zoom in. Again, there's the accident scene for you. So here's Rockwood. Kingston's back over here, but this is 40 westbound. It's closed between exit 347 and exit 338. So again, keep that in mind. Right now, they're saying maybe about 5 o'clock to have all this cleared up. We'll go a little bit wider. Here's Kingston. The backup goes all the way back to Kingston and then some. So again, keep that in mind if you're going to be taking I-40 westbound here soon up on the plateau. So how do you get around it? All right, here's the detour right now from TDOT, and they're talking Highway 27 to Highway 70 to State Route 299, and then you can access I-40 westbound at exit 338. So again, keep that in mind, but right now we're already starting to see, at least along the detour route, some reds, some oranges, and spots. That means you've got slow traffic, so it's just something to keep in mind. Even the detours going to be a little on the slow side until they get this one cleared up, but we'll stay on top of it and keep you updated. Lori, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Bo. Well, a budget proposal meeting that is causing controversy in an East Tennessee town. Many of you reaching out to us on social media today, concerned about comments made during last week's meeting in Morristown. Critics claim City Administrator Tony Cox used a story about feeding a squealing guinea pig to reference the priorities for the city's budget, including employees' pay. Well, right now, emotions are running high on both sides of this story. We sent 6 on Your Side reporter Aaron Barnett to Morristown to get answers. So, Aaron, what is the community saying about this?
Well, Bo and Lori, those who are speaking out tonight tell me that they're upset about those comments they say were made at that meeting, and they're asking for an apology from the city administrator Tony Cox tonight, saying those comments at that May 11th meeting were offensive. Now, Mr. Cox did tell me in an email today the story about the family pet, which he referred to as a squealing guinea pig, was not about any specific department, but rather an example on how to manage a budget, how to allocate resources. Meanwhile, a wife of a former officer for the city says that she thinks that was a poor analogy and that city workers demand more respect.
At the very minimum, an apology, but definitely for them to be held accountable for what they say, because if anyone in public service was to say something similar, they would absolutely be held accountable for what they say.
And I'm going to read to you part of Mr. Cox's statement that he sent to me. He said, "The story about the family guinea pig was an example where my family unintentionally encouraged the pet to behave exactly the way we did not want. This was used as a framework to suggest that we review our total compensation package and make sure we are putting our resources in place to get the results that we seek." He went on to say he has the utmost respect for all the men and women who serve Morristown citizens, saying that the citizens are his #1 priority. And we are outside City Hall right now because we are anticipating a meeting at 5 o'clock where some of those who were concerned by those comments say they will be here to express what they're worried about as they move forward. Many of them saying they just want an apology for Mr. Cox tonight. Lori and Bo, will send things back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Aaron.
Yeah.
And again, there is that City Council meeting tonight. We're going to have an update for you coming up later on. Community members expected again to speak out about their concerns.
And then coming up tonight at 6, hear how the mayor is reacting to this controversy. All right, turning now to the weather. Some of you seeing some strong winds and heavy rain, and it is not over yet.
Yeah, some people chiming in on Facebook Live with us before the newscast. Heather sending us this reported photo from Crossville. Around 2:30 this afternoon, you can see it was really coming down.
Wow, look at that. And for a look at how things are shaping up at this very hour, let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Ken Weathers. What about it, Ken?
Lori, yeah, I have seen some very heavy rainfall across our area back around the plateau. Look at Cumberland County south of Crossville, estimated 2.5 inches. So that picture that Heather sent in, definitely verifying there. And just to the north, northwestern Anderson County, about 2.6 inches being estimated there. Right now, the showers and thunderstorms are slowly drifting to the south and east. Right just southwest of Clinton, near Kingston right now, and south of Spring City, the rain trying to let up just a little bit back into Cumberland County. But let me pull back out. I'll put this into motion from the past 3 hours, and notice just how slowly these have been drifting off towards the south and east. That will continue to be the case over the next couple of hours, so I do expect our rain opportunities to increase a bit here in the valley as we head through the evening commute. So keep that in mind if you yourself are heading home or you're expecting someone to come home. Let's time it out from where we are now at 4 o'clock. We'll head in through 6. You can see some of those showers really starting to blossom here in the valley. But as the sun sets, it's kind of like taking that boiling pot of water off the stove. Those bubbles will slowly die down, and so will the atmosphere. So still some lingering showers through 8, but the storm threat diminishing, and much the same by 11 o'clock. Just some scattered rain showers by then. So in the short term, we've got the scattered showers and thunderstorms around. A little quieter overnight into tomorrow morning, but staying mostly cloudy and mild, mid-60s. And as we've been saying, the rain opportunities really start to go up, especially the second half of the work week here. Thursday and Friday, in fact, are going to be weather aware days. More on that in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll check back with you in a little bit. Thank you so much, Ken. Well, today 9 candidates appeared in front of a nominating commission hoping to take over the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
One of them is a familiar face in Knoxville. KPD Chief David Roush was in Nashville today answering questions in front of the commission.
Now, he spoke with them about his law enforcement background, the changes he's made here in Knoxville, and what he wants to bring to the position as director of the TBI.
My reason for wanting to be the 9th director of the TBI is that I have more to give the law enforcement profession, and the opportunity to serve the over 6 million residents of Tennessee at this level would be an honor. I've dedicated nearly half my life to law enforcement in Tennessee, the state I chose to reside in.
Now, from here, the commission will narrow the current list down to just 3 candidates. Then that list will go to Governor Haslam, who will have the final say. We'll, of course, keep you updated on how things move forward.
Well, the Sevier County Sheriff's Office telling us a 19-year-old man has died after drowning in the Little Pigeon River. The victim has been identified now as Dominic Hensley. He died this morning at UT Hospital. Investigators say he and his friends were swimming in the river off Red Bank Road yesterday afternoon when he went under, then resurfaced down the river, but he was unresponsive. We're told other swimmers pulled the 19-year-old out of the water. He was taken to the hospital. The investigation is ongoing, but we'll be sure to let you know as we learn more.
Well, thousands of Knox County grandparents raising their grandchildren, and the Office on Aging is finding the drug epidemic is a big reason for it.
The agency says, listen to this, roughly 2,800 grandparents in Knox County are parenting their grandchildren. That doesn't include aunts, uncles, or neighbors taking care of the kids as well. And in many cases, they are raising more than one child.
On your side, reporter Kelly Rinke explains how a program is stepping in to help. She joins us now live in the newsroom with more. Kelly.
Hey guys, think about this, a very emotional and stressful process because many of these grandparents are taking on this role during retirement. It's a time when they were not planning to financially support even more children. It's changing the lives of thousands of Knox County children and also grandparents stepping into a role for a second time.
Their child may be in harm's way, but they know the best option for their grandchild is to come to their home.
Tracy Vandevate is the manager of the Grandparents as Parents program in Knox County. She works out of the Office on Aging. And they get calls every day from grandparents asking for help because now they must raise their grandkids.
Even though they're overwhelmed, and when we talk with them, they'll say, I wouldn't have it any other way.
She's finding in many cases their children are hooked on drugs, and now the grandkids need somewhere to go.
They may be 20, 30, even 40 years removed from the school system, and how do I navigate that?
And a big worry is financially supporting kids when they did not expect to do this during retirement.
How do you plan for feeding 3 extra people in your house on a regular basis? And they're finding that food is an issue at times.
Her program is here to provide a variety of free services, and they've been doing it for more than 15 years.
Provide referrals if that is needed for certain services, anything from counseling to you might need extra furniture.
She hopes more take advantage of this program as they step up to take on a difficult and challenging role.
I bet every viewer knows somebody that's in this particular situation, and to reach out to them and say, hey, there is this program, and why don't you give them a call?
This program also hosts monthly support group meetings. Tracy says many of these grandparents feel they're going through this alone, but that's far from true, so this helps them make a group of friends in their same situation. Bo and Lori.
That's nice.
That can definitely help, that is for
Yes.
sure. Thank you, Kelly. You know, there are no age or income requirements to join this free program.
No, it's just if you feel like you need help, and like Kelly said, you
Right.
feel alone. And it's not just available for grandparents either. Aunts, uncles, even neighbors can give them a call. And we also have information for you on those resources. It's on our website and our free news app. Just look for the story in the As Seen On section. And our hats off to all these folks taking care of these kids.
Definitely stepping up. Yep. All right, a Knoxville man accused of murder making his first appearance in court this morning. Antonio Gibson is charged now with shooting and killing another man at a Knoxville apartment complex. The 36-year-old was in court for a preliminary hearing and was scheduled for another hearing later this month. We've been following this case for you since the shooting happened at the Caprice Apartments on Valley View Drive. That's when investigators say a 25-year-old was found shot in the head. And we'll stay on top of this story for you, and we'll let you know what happens next.
Today, people across the country are coming together to remember officers who've made the ultimate sacrifice for their communities. The Alcoa Police Department hosting a service for Peace Officers Memorial Day. U.S. Attorney J. Douglas Overby was there to pay tribute.
And the memorial is sad in nature, of course, but it's more about how these officers lived their life before they gave their life during the service to their communities.
May 15th has been recognized as National Peace Officers Memorial Day. It has been observed since 1962. Stay with us. You're watching WATE 6 on Your Side News.
Showed you just a few moments ago, rain coming down in some areas right now.
Yes.
We're all going to get a little bit, aren't we?
I think as we go through the week, just about everybody, we're going to spread the wealth, so to speak. But everybody is feeling that air you can wear feel for sure out there for today. And we're going to see that right through the rest of the week.
Awesome.
Easy to tell who has seen the rain and who hasn't. Look at Crossville 67, Middlesboro 68, but we're 87 here at our studios, 86 in Alcoa. And you know the Sweatcast is working overtime today. A lot of mugginess showing up. That's what the yellow is indicating. And basically, dew point measures the moisture in the atmosphere. The higher the dew point, the more oppressive that it is. So as we go later in the week, look at the dew point Saturday near 70. Yeah, that qualifies as instant sweat. You step outside and yeah, you just start to sweat. So that's what we're going to see. Live look right now from McLeod Mountain. This is our Knoxville Wholesale Furniture Camera Network. You can actually see the rain right there. Look at the rain, the darker colors falling from the clouds as we're looking back towards the south and east, one of the Finger Lakes there of Norris Lake in Anderson County, as this camera is located in Campbell County. Here are the scattered showers that we're looking at. So McLeod Mountain here, we're looking at those scattered showers down to the south that are in Campbell County, pushing slowly to the east. These things have been moving so slowly. That's why we've had the reports of the very heavy rainfall, some 2-inch plus amounts in some spots. And get used to that over the next couple of days. It's kind of the feast or famine for rain. If you see it, you have the possibility of seeing a lot, but your neighbor down the street may not see much at all. So again, look at the past 3 hours as I put this into motion, just how slowly these have been progressing. But it looks like the boundary responsible for this rain will drift a little further into the valley over the next couple of hours. So Knoxville, surrounding areas in the valley, Maryville, Blount County, if you haven't seen the showers yet, you still have a chance before the sun sets as we go through the evening. But what will happen is these scattered storms will really dissipate as we get past sunset, and it stays mostly cloudy overnight into early on our Wednesday morning. But grab the umbrella before you head out the door going to work and school. Watch what happens. Again, through the afternoon, showers will build, but these will kind of be moving backwards, kind of from southeast to northwest across the area through the afternoon. And again, these showers and storms will have some heavy rainfall, the possibility of small hail, and of course, some lightning. The difference is with these, tomorrow, even after sunset, I still think we're going to see some additional showers going even through the night, and then we really ramp the coverage up as we head into Thursday. So for tomorrow, scattered storms, a little cooler, but it's more humid, so it's really a trade-off for tomorrow. Highs around 83 in Knoxville, 76 Jamestown, Crossville, again, especially in the afternoon with the scattered storms there. Keep an umbrella handy in southeast Kentucky. Barberville, Williamsburg, you're both near 80, and we'll see scattered showers in the Smokies. Look at this, 65, Chimney Tops, that's it. 79 in Pigeon Forge, so a little cooler than it's been the past couple of days. Rain storms looking likely for Thursday into Friday. This is why we're going to be weather aware. It's that forecast where the rain's going to impact the outdoor plans for sure. May have to make it to cancel some of those outdoor plans. The system responsible for this moderate to heavy rain lifts out, but even in the weekend, that air mass sticks around, that very humid air mass. So those afternoon storms will also stick around, and it's lather, rinse, repeat all the way into early next week with temperatures staying in the low to mid 80s and additional spotty storms. But again, Thursday, Friday, our best chance for seeing the moderate to heavy rain.
One of my Mother's Day gifts,
Right.
2 umbrellas. I'm always losing them.
Very good.
I'm very happy to have
Get to use them here in a couple days. All right.
All right. In East Tennessee dollar stores, you know, they lure us in with those rock bottom prices.
Yeah, they really do. Sometimes, you know, you get what you pay for, but often the things they sell are good products at a tremendous discount. Reporter Don Dare is on your side to explain what are good buys as opposed to just cheap buys.
Dollar stores are the most amazing places to find bargains for certain purchases like greeting cards. There's no reason to spend $5 or more when dollar stores typically have a wide selection of cards available for $1 or less. You might not get textured paper or fancy ribbons, but the heartfelt message you write will be the same regardless of how expensive the card looks. By some estimates, you can save up to 70% by getting party supplies from a dollar store. Available are plastic tablecloths, paper plates and cups, streamers and favors. Don't forget to look for Mylar foil balloons as well. They're absolute bargains and can easily sell for 5 times as much elsewhere. While you're getting your party supplies, look for gift bags and wrapping papers too. You can end up paying 2 or 3 times more for gift bags and boxes at other stores. In addition, wrapping paper can be a steal. You might not get the same thickness as with expensive paper, but for something that's going to end up in the trash, why pay more? What do your clothing drawers in your bedroom look like? Probably a little bit cluttered. You can organize all that clutter with containers that you can store in a closet, drawer, or under the bed. At a dollar store at prices far less than other stores, you can buy enough containers to organize every room in your house or office. They're also perfect for toys, craft supplies, and clothes. Tote bags are never at your fingertips when you need them. You can buy a bunch of polyester totes at a dollar store and use them instead of paper or plastic for your groceries, to hold gym clothes, to deliver items to family and friends, or to pack for the kids' overnight trip, and you don't have to spend a bundle. Don't bother with other more expensive stores for vases and decorative bowls. The dollar store probably carries a number of styles at a price that can't be beat. You can use vases to skip the florist and make your own less expensive arrangements, or you can spruce up decorative glass bowls to make inexpensive gifts for family or friends. For young people just starting out in life, dollar stores often have a nice selection of open stock dishware. They won't be top of the line quality, but they're perfectly serviceable pieces. For those with little kids, dollar store dishes can be just what you need to get you through that phase of life when something seems to get broken on a weekly basis. Plastic food containers also get a big thumbs up when it comes to great dollar store buys. You can also find some great deals on food storage bags, but be wary of off-brands that may not seal correctly. Happy bargain hunting. Don Dare, WATE 6 on your side.
We were just saying during this story, we're all excited about decorating vases and doing these things. Dawn makes it sound like so much fun, and it can be. If you have a consumer question for Don, by the way, send him an email at ddare@wate.com or call his 6 on your side hotline. The number 865-633-5974. Well, imagine an entire city run by East Tennessee kids. Local students got to learn leadership and business skills by managing their own miniature town.
Yeah, here's how BizTown works. Students fill about 150 jobs, everything from healthcare to construction to banking and even government. Now they come to the city, apply for a business loan, and then work all day to pay off the loan. The kids get 2 paychecks and use that money to eat lunch and, of course, go shopping. We caught up with the city's mayor for the day to find out what kinds of responsibilities she had.
Signing a bunch of papers, that's about it. You just come in and sign papers and go on break, and that's about it.
Sign away.
All right.
This program is a partnership with Knox County Schools and Junior Achievement. The students today were from Beaumont and New Hopewell Elementary Schools in Knox County.
How fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Great lessons in there, too.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Still to come here at 4, a couple accused of torturing 10 children, holding them in deplorable conditions.
Yeah, but the mother says it's all a misunderstanding. How she's explaining the mess when we come back.
Pardon? Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back, everyone. A California couple is denying they tortured their 10 children after police say the kids actually had puncture wounds consistent with shots from a pellet gun.
The mother is calling the accusations against her and her husband appalling.
Well, the children were found in their home in March. The mother had reported her oldest son missing. When police found the 12-year-old and they took him home, they discovered 9 more children living in terrible conditions. Officers say they found garbage, spoiled food, and animal waste everywhere.
I strive and I thrive myself on being a good parent to my children. My husband has a lot of tattoos. He looks like a scary individual, and that's why people are so quick to judge him, but absolutely not. My husband is an amazing person. I am an amazing mother.
Well, the woman says the police had the wrong idea and tore the house apart looking for the 12-year-old. That's why it's messy, she says. She's charged with child neglect. The man, who is the father to some of the kids, is charged with felony child abuse. Well, we are inching closer to the royal wedding. Are you going to be watching on Saturday?
I will wake up early Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah. The big question, who will walk Meghan Markle down the aisle?
Right. You know, the fallout involving the American actress's father and the paparazzi scandal could determine that. Now, we'll explain coming up.
But back here at home, we're getting a look at the aquarium's newest exhibit. We will take you under the sea when we come back. Look at this. Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies is opening a new exhibit.
It showcases the history of shipwrecks and what, well, lies miles below the surface of the seas. WATE 6 on your side reporter Bridget Biorlo takes us inside the aquarium with a look at the new exhibit.
Here at Ripley's Aquarium, you and your family can get a taste of history by learning all about the famous shipwrecks through the ages at a brand new exhibit.
It's a good mix of fun and history, learning. So you can take something away from it.
Visitors of Ripley's Aquarium getting a glimpse of what lies under the sea. The new Shipwrecks exhibit featuring dozens of famous ships that sank around the world.
We switch up our changeable exhibits every year, and then this is just kind of what came to mind. It's a fun idea, and we just rolled with it.
Some of the ships featured are the Edmund Fitzgerald, a ship that sank in the Great Lakes back in 1975. Then there's the CSS Alabama. It went down in battle during the American Civil War. And then there's the Blackbeard's Queen Anne's Revenge, a pirate ship sinking in the 1700s.
It's kind of like a timeline through shipwrecks. You see things as old as, 1300 BC all the way up to 1975.
And all the fish are indigenous to where the ship went down. The interactive exhibit giving families a learning experience they will remember.
It's not really covered in schools, and it's really interesting, and it's something fun to learn about.
And a reason to keep coming back to Ripley's.
We try to give people a different experience every time they visit.
But you'll have to come out soon. The exhibit only lasts through the end of the year. Reporting in Gatlinburg, Bridget Biorlo, WATE 6 on your side.
And we should know the exhibit takes the place of the old Pearl Harbor wing of the aquarium. It marks the first shipwrecks theme in Ripley's exhibit history. Lori?
All right, thank you, Bo. New at 4 this summer. More than 200 East Tennessee women will be gathering to inspire one another and learn how to become even better leaders for our community. I'm joined by Deb Schmitz to talk about the 13th Annual Women's Leadership Summit put on by the Ignite Women's Leadership Council. It's good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you again.
So what is the theme this year?
Igniting women leaders.
Love that. It says it all, doesn't it?
Right.
Okay. Tell us who is going to be speaking.
Well, first of all, we have Trish Holliday. She's the Chief Learning Officer from the State of Tennessee Human Resources.
Yes.
She's coming from Nashville. We haven't heard her speak, but we heard she's a great speaker.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah. Other people that we know of have heard her. Then we have Kurt Green. He's local. He's president of Aero G Consulting. He has his own consulting firm on leadership. He also is the chair for the Vistage Group, which is a national mastermind for CEOs, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's very interesting.
Yeah.
I really like him. And then Mary Kellogg Joslin.
Yes.
Who is the owner of the Titanic attractions in Pigeon Forge and Branson, Missouri. Her and her husband are owners, and her husband is the one that did the dives to bring up all of the relics. So we've heard she's a very interesting speaker. She's done so many things in her life, so I think she's going to be a really good keynote.
So many fascinating people, and you really have a great diverse group.
We do.
Which I know is your goal.
Yes, it is. It is. And Tirsa's opening for us. I'm really happy.
So glad. We love our Tirsa. I know she's so excited about that. Let's talk about, you talked about their areas of expertise and their interest. What topics are you going to cover, though, aside from what they're going to be speaking about?
Well, I know Kurt's going to talk about who you hang around with, basically, is that's important of why to become a good leader. Wendy Watkins is our afternoon speaker. She's from Atlanta, and she's going to talk about, building your confidence from inside and getting your oomph to get out there. And I talk about, the summit as being, it's almost a catalyst to get women to get their self-confidence going, know that they're not alone, that there are other women in the group that feel the same way. And it's just a way to ignite women and to know that they're powerful in and of their own right.
Right.
So.
I enjoyed being there the last couple of years, and you can feel like a straightening of the shoulders and kind of this new empowerment and being with all those women who are after the same goal. There's something to be said for that.
There is, and people will say, well, I just have a women's conference. And I said, well, you can't operate in a vacuum. I understand that, but women need that self-confidence and that just a little bit of a push.
And know you're not alone.
Exactly.
We're all striving.
Exactly.
Okay, that's wonderful. So here's the big question. Where do we get tickets?
Online.
Easy.
IgniteSucceed.com. and they're $227 for the day.
Okay.
Includes breakfast, lunch, dancing, speakers, vendors. It'll be a great day.
Oh, it's great. And remind people when and where.
It's 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock at the Airport Hilton.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lori. Appreciate
so good
it.
to see you. And if you would like more information on the Igniting Women Leaders Summit, you can go to WATE.com. We've made it very easy for you. Just check the As Seen On section. Bo.
All right. Thank you so much, Lori. Well, with temperatures in the upper 80s, it's time to check on the elderly in our community. Intense heat can be incredibly dangerous, especially if the air conditioning isn't turned on. Tonight at 5, we're on your side learning about the dangers of heat.
And still tracking some storms across the region, like this one in Roane County, very slowly moving across Interstate 40 near Eaton's Crossroads at 4:51. If it holds together, Lenore City at 5:05. We're going to see this coverage increase the rest of the week. I'll tell you when the best opportunity to see the rain will be coming up.
And still ahead here at 4, a woman fighting off 2 home intruders, one of them armed with an assault rifle. What she did to protect her 13-year-old son when we come back. Welcome back. A Florida woman says she went blank when she decided to fight off 2 home intruders.
The suspects were armed, one of them with an AK-47.
Yeah, the woman, who did not want to be identified, said that she was on her way to her car just before the intrusion. Now, she turned around when she realized she had left her phone at home. That's when the 2 suspects burst in, wanting to protect her 13-year-old son. The woman wrestled the gun away from one of the suspects.
When I seen the barrel of the gun, I swear it felt like a movie. So I noticed that the guy started getting nervous, his fingers getting crazy on the trigger, and I just disarmed it. I just completely took out the magazine from the AK.
Yeah, the two men are in custody right now. Their arrest, by the way, caught on body camera.
Wow. Well, today the UN Security Council held an emergency meeting over violent protests in Gaza. We showed you some of these images as they were happening yesterday. At least 60 people were killed during the unrest near the Israeli border. Today, U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley says the protests did not have anything to do with the U.S. opening its new embassy in Jerusalem. Haley says the violence should be blamed on Hamas terrorists backed by Iran.
Hey, want to take a moment, let you know that I-40 is now back open. With this traffic update, we told you earlier the interstate was shut down. This was due to an overturned tractor trailer. Now those westbound lanes are back open, everything moving, maybe a little slow. But again, I-40 westbound near Harriman, back open now, all lanes open. They've got the accident scene clear, so some good news if you're going to be traveling on the plateau westbound here on 40 soon.
Still no word on how many injuries.
No, not yet. Not yet.
We'll keep investigating. We'll let you know. Hope everybody's okay.
Yeah. All right, still to come here at 4. More confusion over who will walk Meghan Markle down the aisle this weekend.
Why one report says her father has changed his mind again. Coming up.
And make sure to keep the rain gear handy the rest of the week. Rain chances continue to go up. I'll let you know when the best opportunities for those showers and storms will be coming up.
Well, days before the royal wedding, new questions about who's going to be walking Meghan Markle down the aisle.
Yeah, her father might be changing his mind about not attending after a news report claims that he staged pictures with a paparazzi photographer.
Yeah, these are the photographs in question showing Thomas Markle getting ready for the big day. Markle told TMZ today staging the photos for money was stupid, but he now realizes he does not want to miss his daughter's wedding. Of course, we'll let you know if he ends up going.
Let's hope so.
Kind of strange.
Yeah. All right. Prince Harry's wedding is taking over global headlines, much like his ancestors.
Yes, ABC's Maggie Rulli now takes a look back at some of the most iconic British royal weddings and how this couple might just leave their stamp on British history while also shaking things up a bit.
Royal weddings have always been equal parts entertainment and tools of diplomacy.
A royal wedding is a historical occasion.
From marriages used to merge dynasties and form alliances to today's modern marriages of love.
How are you both feeling?
Thrilled. Britain's Queen Elizabeth also married for love as a teenager, wedding Prince Philip in 1947.
Princess Elizabeth, daughter of King George VI.
At 92 and 96, the two are currently the longest married royal couple. 34 years later, the world was captivated by her son Prince Charles's wedding to Lady Diana Spencer.
The world gets its first full glimpse of the fairy tale princess.
There was a seismic shift in the royal family because of Diana. She was all about making the family more approachable, more accessible.
Their relationship didn't last, the two divorcing years later, and the world mourned when in 1997, Diana was tragically killed in a high-speed car crash. It was her eldest son, William, the future king, who captured the world's attention in 2011, marrying his longtime girlfriend, Kate Middleton, in a state affair. When his little brother Harry says, "I do this Saturday," it will be a smaller event. But Harry's always been one of the most popular royals, and now he's got his future princess by his side.
Meghan is the first self-made woman to ever marry into the royal family. She's the first feminist. Of course, she's also biracial.
Like the royal weddings before them, Harry and Meghan Markle are defining the times.
To celebrate this groundbreaking story of something that never could have happened. Even William's father would not have been able to marry a woman like Meghan.
And leaving their own mark on royal history. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
All right, well, the happy couple is going to be saying their I do's on Saturday. ABC will have live coverage starting at 5 a.m. and we have you on record, Bo, saying you're going to get up
I'm going to get up and
that.
watch. I am.
You can watch it all right here on WATE 6 on your side, and we have everything you need to get ready for the big day, including the schedule of events. It's on WATE.com under the As Seen On section. Let's go ahead and send things over to meteorologist Ken Weathers for another check of the forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Lori. We are watching some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. Still quiet right now in West Knoxville. This is the TIS Insurance Services building. We're looking westward, but you see the darkness there on the horizon. There are a few scattered showers and storms out there, and we're going to see the opportunities for these rain and thunderstorms to really increase the rest of the week, with the best opportunity coming Thursday and Friday, which is why we'll be weather aware both of those days. But it stays unsettled right through the weekend. What I mean by that is additional opportunities for pop-up showers and storms. The ones we've seen have been very slow moving for today, like this one in Anderson County, drifting almost parallel to I-75. Copper Ridge around 511 if it holds together. Temple Acres at 516. But again, these have been very slowly, only at about 10 miles per hour moving to the southeast. And as I pull back out and put this into motion over the past 3 hours, you'll be able to see that, just how slowly they've been coming off the plateau, a few more developing out ahead of this. And this boundary, the thing that's responsible for these storms, will drift a little slower over the next couple of hours down into the valley. And we should see the coverage increase a little bit before the sun sets here across the valley floor. In fact, by 6 o'clock, there's the estimated arrival time or location of some of these scattered showers and storms. Temperatures trying to cool off once these showers move in. The thing is, as we get closer to sunset, the coverage of these storms will wane, and it's pretty quiet by the time we get to 10 o'clock tonight. Just mostly cloudy, upper 60s and low 70s, and it will stay mostly cloudy overnight tonight into early on your Wednesday morning. 7 a.m. showing low to mid 60s, a muggy start. Grab the umbrella though, because as we go through the day, additional showers and storms will pop up. The difference is tomorrow looks like they'll be moving from southeast to northwest as that area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico continues to kind of spin counterclockwise and wrap that moisture back into the region. So we go from lunchtime into early afternoon, and we'll see those showers kind of back to the north and west and temperatures will fall, of course, where you see the scattered rain showers. I think the difference is tomorrow, even after sunset, we'll still see a few lingering showers right through the night, and then the coverage really goes up as we head into Thursday. So sweatcast for tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, just about everybody in that muggy feel, and gets even worse, it looks like, by the time we get to Thursday, with some showing up as sticky. So again, more moisture. Temperatures come down, but it's equally as humid, so it's pretty much a wash coming out. So if you need to mow the grass over the next couple of days, tomorrow early is your better bet, because rain opportunities really going up for Thursday and Friday. So for tonight, stray evening storms, clouds linger overnight. We're talking mid-60s, and then through the day tomorrow, especially here in Knoxville, from afternoon through evening, our rain opportunities go up, but still a little less than half of us will see those showers tomorrow. By far the better bet is Thursday into Friday, which is why we're weather aware, and stays unsettled through the weekend. Again, not a washout this weekend, but there'll still be afternoon storms around, highs low to mid 80s.
Let's get you updated on what's going on traffic-wise right now. We are watching rain in spots, as Ken was mentioning, so again, be careful on some of those wet roads. As a matter of fact, take a look here for just a moment. This is I-40 near Buttermilk Pike, and let's see if it pops up. There you go. See a lot of the spray being kicked up behind these vehicles. So east end westbound 40 right now over in Loudoun County. You're going to be a little on the wet side for the travel, so again, keep that in mind. Definitely want to slow it down, give yourself a little extra time. 40 at Cherry right now checking out okay. 40 out near the Smoky Stadium. This is near the intersection with 66 out in Sevier County, looking good. 640 Western Avenue, 640 Broadway. Traffic there moving along fine. We had an issue at Cedar Bluff. Had a broken down vehicle in the middle of the interstate just a few moments ago. They've got that moved out of the way, so traffic moving eastbound okay. We're not seeing too many problems. There's all that rain Ken was talking about just a moment ago. We are watching an accident for you. I do want to get you up to date on. This is out in Sevier County. This is 66 Winfield Dunn Parkway. You got a lane blocked northbound at Douglas Dam Road. Hopefully by about 5:15 they'll have this one cleared up. But again, that's Winfield Dunn Parkway at Douglas Dam Road. Pretty busy intersection in Sevier County, so keep that in mind. You could see some delays. Here's your drive times for you right now, though. 21 minutes, Alcoa Highway. That's between Knoxville and Maryville southbound. 10 minutes, 640 eastbound end to end. And then 17 minutes, not bad really, 40 west right through town, Asheville Highway to I-140. Lori?
All right, thank you so much, Bo. Time now for things to know. All right, Queen fans, today we're getting our first look at the trailer for the upcoming biopic centered on Queen and leading man Freddie Mercury. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody, naturally, and it will be released in the U.S. in November.
Man,
that would be good.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
we should get a big group together and go.
Oh,
It'd be a lot of fun.
Sounds good. Yeah. Hey, many of it are calling the greatest selfie ever taken. It's a group of pups in a doggy daycare there in Loveland, Ohio. They kind of gathered around this camera and snapped the picture. And according to the business's Facebook page, the workers didn't even have to entice them by treats to get them into position. Look at that. So far, this picture has been shared about 9,000 times. I got a feeling that number is going to go up.
It's so cute. They're all looking in the right direction.
Weren't they comparing that, though, to the Ellen, remember at the Oscars, wherever that was?
There are some similarities.
All right, let's check in right now with Ryan O'Donnell for a look at some of the big stories we're working on at this hour.
Hey guys, thanks a lot. Well, it's time to start turning on those air conditioners. If you haven't already, coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, we are on your side learning about the dangers of heat, especially on those who are the most vulnerable out there. Then tonight at 5:30, a nominating committee narrowing down the applicants for the new director of the TBI. Well, one of those candidates, our very own KPD chief, David Roush. We're following the decision process. Then tonight at 6 o'clock, people in an East Tennessee community want an apology after being offended by what was said at a budget hearing. We're not talking about angry words. Instead, it's a story about a guinea pig. And we're getting an explanation on that tonight at 6. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Still to come here at 4, Tesla is making waves now with its SUV.
A Tesla SUV. We'll let you know how the Model X broke a world record when we come back.
Welcome back. Tesla's Model X SUV earning a Guinness World Record for towing. Tesla released a video Tuesday showing its electric SUV towing a 287,000-pound Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Take a look at this for a moment. It towed the Qantas airliner jet nearly 1,000 feet on a taxiway at Australia's Melbourne airport. The feat set a new Guinness World Record for being the heaviest tow by an electric production passenger vehicle. The airline says the publicity stunt is to bring attention now to its sustainability efforts.
Certified by Weather Rate, Knoxville's most accurate forecast. This is your forecast first from the WATE 6 on Your Side Storm Team. Brought to you by Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, the furniture you want.
Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Ken. Weather's warm and humid across the region today. 87 at our studios, but a rain-cooled 77 in Harriman and only 66 in Crossville. When you factor in the humidity though, notice the sweat cast. A lot of mugginess showing up across the area. This trend will increase as we go through the next few days, as will the rain opportunities. About half of us see scattered storms tomorrow. Most of us will be seeing scattered storms Thursday and Friday, which is why we're weather aware. I'll let you know if this pattern lingers into the weekend as the news continues.
WATE 6 on Your Side, News at 5 starts now.
We are staying on top of breaking news right now here at 5. Knoxville's police chief named a finalist for the next director of the TBI. Find out who he's up against straight ahead.
And Central High School graduates honoring Emma Walker tonight, 2 years after her murder. She would have had her graduation tonight. Here, a live look right now inside Thompson Bowling as they get ready for tonight's ceremony.
And these warm temperatures, a reminder of the hazards our older senior citizens face. We are on your side with local resources to help the elderly.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Ryan O'Donnell.
And I'm Kristen Farley. Thanks so much for joining us.
We do want to start tonight with breaking news here. KPD Police Chief David Roush has been named as one of the top 3 finalists for the new TBI director position.
That's right. Just coming in the last few minutes here. The other 2 finalists, Jason Locke, the current deputy director of the TBI, and Tim Gobble, former Bradley County Sheriff. The TBI nominating commission hearing from all 9 candidates this morning. State Capitol Newsroom reporter Chris Bungard learning more about who's in the top 3 right now.
It took much of the day to interview the 9 candidates up here on Capitol Hill who want to become TBI director.
From the start of my law enforcement career, I sought out challenges and opportunities to learn and lead.
Candidates included Knoxville's Police Chief David Roush, who laughed off suggestions from some corners he was the odds-on favorite to succeed retiring TBI Director Mark Gwynn. But then he was very serious about the issues facing the agency, as Gwynn has often stated.
Up front, immediately, you need to do an assessment to determine what exactly the issues are. You need to take a look at your staffing and determine if the staffing is appropriate. And then you have to do a comprehensive look at funding.
Each candidate knows they would take over an agency that Director Gwynn called underfunded and understaffed in recent years, especially when called on more and more to help local agencies investigate things like the opioid epidemic.
If appointed, I will meet with each DA to better understand their concerns.
One of the first women to make it this far in the process is former TBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Marjorie Quinn, but her testimony drew some friction from a member of the nominating commission, wondering why she did not make more of an impact when she was there.
How can you sit here and convince us that you can straighten this out when you had 20 years to do it and did nothing?
Well, I don't think that there were problems for 20 years. I think the last couple of years has seen some problems with hiring and with the TBI spending and fiscal oversight.
Before a room full of DAs, chiefs, and sheriffs watching the process, Quinn said like all the candidates, she would address those issues.
The governor now has some time to appoint one person from the 3 candidates selected here by the nominating commission, with the goal of getting someone on the job by July 1st. Reporting from the state capitol, Chris Bungard.
All right, we want to show you right now this picture. This coming into our newsroom here just a few minutes ago of the 3 remaining candidates. We're also learning Deputy Director Jason Locke will become acting director when Mark Gwynn finishes tomorrow.
Now, as far as the decision process, the list, again, as you just heard Chris Bungard tell you, it'll go to Governor Haslam, who will have that final say, and of course we'll keep you updated on how things are moving forward. Again, they hope to have someone in that position by July 1st.
Wow.
All right, everyone, new here at 5 o'clock, the first of Knox County High School seniors earning their diplomas this afternoon.
Yeah, but for Central High School seniors, today holds a very different meaning. Former classmate and Central cheerleader Emma Walker would have graduated tonight. Back in November of 2016, she was shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend, Riley Gall. Now, we actually want to take you live inside. This is happening right now inside Thompson Bowling. This is where the graduation is going to have. This is where the seniors, they're actually going to be, we're told, honoring Emma Walker here as part of their ceremony.
Yeah, in just about a half hour, that ceremony will kick off there at Thompson Bowling. We're told they're leaving a seat open for Walker, and when it comes to her time to walk the stage, a bell will be tolled.
Also in Emma Walker's memory, local leaders pushing to rename a dog park after the young girl. The request seeks to change the name from Pet Safe Dog Park to Pet Safe Emma Walker Memorial Dog Park. Now, it's located inside of Tommy Schumpert Park off Fountain City Road. Now, as we reported here, a jury found Emma Walker's boyfriend Riley Gall guilty of first-degree murder last week. He was given a mandatory life sentence in prison without the possibility of parole for 51 years.
All right, everyone, time now to talk about the weather out there. Temperatures high again today, reaching well into the 80s.
Yeah, many of us seeking some cool air, certainly because of today. But, you know, for some senior citizens out there, air conditioning isn't always an option, making the danger, of course, of overheating a serious problem. New here at 5 o'clock, WATE6 on your side, reporter Jennifer Webb speaking with the Knox County Community Action Committee about what seniors can do to stay cool.
With one twist, a fan can cool down an entire room. And when it comes to senior citizens, Susan Long with the Knox County Community Action Committee says keeping cool is vital.
This type of weather is really difficult for older adults because a lot of times they don't feel the heat like you and I might feel, and that could be because of their age, a health condition, or the medicine they're taking.
She tells me there are several things people can do to keep themselves from overheating, like staying hydrated.
In the same way, they can eat snacks that have a lot of water in them, like popsicles or ice cream or watermelon or cantaloupe. Any of the melons that way can tend to cool the system down just a little bit.
The body can also be cooled from the outside.
We also tell our folks to take a cold wash rag and just put it across their forehead, and that really seems to cool the body down quite a bit.
It is also important to have air circulating with air conditioning. But if the AC goes out, CAC might be able to help.
We do have some donated fans that people have given, knowing that we deal with seniors who may not have the ability to go out and buy fans.
Long says if you are in need of a fan, there are certain criteria you must meet, but you can contact the Office on Aging at 524-2786.
And Jennifer Webb joining us now live in the newsroom. Jennifer, people at home can actually help out and donate fans as well, huh?
Absolutely, Ryan. The Office on Aging is asking for new fans as donations. If you would like to donate, you can call that same Office on Aging number at 524-2786. Ryan, Kristen.
All right, Jennifer, thank you very much for that. Also, health workers are saying if you do have elderly neighbors, it's a good idea to check on them, especially in this kind of weather here. You just want to make sure that they're doing okay. Even make maybe a grocery store run for some water if they need it.
Yeah, definitely, everyone. Important thing to check up on your neighbors in this kind of heat. All right, time now to continue to talk about the weather a little bit and if this heat will last.
Yeah, meteorologist Ken Weathers joining us in the Storm Center. And Ken, definitely felt more humid today, big time.
Absolutely, get used to that because as we go through the rest of the week, temperatures may come down a little bit, but those humidity values are going to go up. And with that, locally heavy rainfall like we've seen in some spots today. Notice northwest Anderson County registering, at least estimating, a little over 2.5 inches of rain. Same thing just south of Crossville there, south of Interstate 40. While we've not seen much across the valley at this point, one area I'm keeping an eye on through Monroe-McMinn County. I'll replay this just from the past hour and notice they're not really moving. They're just kind of expanding in this one area. So between Etowah and Tellico Plains, could be some isolated flooding within the next, say, 30 to 45 minutes. Keep that in mind for the commute home. The boundary that has kind of produced these scattered storms, you can almost follow it moving very slowly towards the valley. That should slowly increase our rain opportunities in the short term here. Between 5 o'clock, notice there, and 6 o'clock, a few of these scattered showers and storms break out. The storm part of this will weaken as we go through the night, and then the showers will eventually taper off as well, especially after midnight. But don't put away the umbrellas. You're going to need them the rest of the week. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, new here at 5 o'clock, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation releasing a new study on school crimes across the state of Tennessee. Now, this report looking at crimes in the state's kindergarten through 12th grade schools over the past 2 years. So, according to this report here, again, new report from 2015 to 2017, there has been a total of 27,000 offenses reported by Tennessee law enforcement agencies happening in the school zone. Now, in just the 2 years here, the number of offenses have actually gone up, and this is inside state schools, which have increased by 13.5%. Now, the most frequently reported offenses, simple assault, and the most common weapon used are hands, fists, and feet. Also noticeable in this study that we found here are the number of aggravated assault reports. They have actually increased from 200 in 2015 to nearly 300 in 2017. As you take a look, that's an increase here of 42.5% in just the 2 years. Now, the TBI uses this report to inform local agencies on how to respond to school violence. Now, if you'd like to take a look at the complete report, head to our website, WATE.com, click on the As Seen On section. Kristen?
All right, Ryan, turning now to a 6 on your side crime alert, everyone. 2 Newport parents facing aggravated child abuse charges. The Cocke County Sheriff's Department starting an investigation after their 3-month-old child was rushed to the hospital. The child now recovering from severe injuries. 22-year-old Marissa Cook and 21-year-old Michael Frazier have been charged with aggravated child abuse under Haley's Law. That law makes it a Class A felony to abuse a child under the age of 9 in any way that leads to bodily injury. A Class A felony is punishable by a minimum 15-year sentence. New tonight, the family of one of the Waffle House shooting victims has filed a lawsuit against Travis Reinking's father. You might recall that Travis Reinking was charged with 4 counts of murder and 4 counts of attempted murder after that April shooting in Middle Tennessee. Well, the family of Joe Perez, one of the 4 people killed, filing a wrongful death lawsuit against Reinking's father, Jeffrey. It claims that Jeffrey gave the gun used in the shooting to his son, Travis, even after an incident with Illinois State Police. The suit claiming he was aware of Travis's mental issues and negligently entrusted his son with that gun. The Perez family asking for more than $50,000 and a jury trial. We will continue to follow this suit as it moves forward.
Caryville police are asking for your help tonight in the search of a missing woman. 26-year-old Tiffany Hope Lowe was last seen at around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Now, we're told she has a mental disability here and lives with her grandmother. Now, right now, police aren't sure if she walked away or if somebody picked her up. So anybody with information about her whereabouts is asked to call the Caryville police. That number, 423-562-9478.
All right, everyone, time now to talk about traffic. Anchor Bo Williams standing by with the very latest. So, Bo, how does it look out there?
Not too bad, Kristen. Really depends on where you are right now. Traffic, though, it is moving, but it is a little heavy in spots, especially I-140 out of Kingston Pike. Also 40 at Cherry east of downtown. We're seeing some heavy traffic there. And then off and on heavy traffic north of town, 75 just south of the Callahan area. As a matter of fact, I want to bring in the maps here for just a moment. We're still watching an accident we were talking about at 4 o'clock. Still an issue right now. This is 66 Winfield Dunn Parkway at Douglas Dam Road, so be careful through here. Could see some delays. At one point, speeds were down to about 12 miles an hour, but hopefully that'll be changing here soon. Hoping to have that one cleared up here shortly. All right, real quick, here's some drive times for you. 640 westbound end to end, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 west, Asheville Highway to I-140 right now. And also, as far as Alcoa Highway, 22 minutes on the drive. You're heading southbound from Knoxville to Maryville, 7 minutes from Maryville to the airport, and I-140 not bad, about a 12-minute drive between 40 and Alcoa Highway. Ryan?
All right, Bo, thank you very much for that. Well, lawmakers are pushing to help songwriters and performers profit from their work.
Coming up at 5 o'clock, everyone, the big name artist testifying in front of Congress today.
And still to come here at 5:30, a new report out there showing seatbelt usage is on the decline. We're going to take a look at the numbers and why the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is worried.
Still tracking some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area this evening, especially Monroe and McMinn County. Could be some isolated flooding here. The coverage of these showers and storms will increase the rest of the week. I'll tell you when the best chances of rain will be coming up. You're watching WATE 6 on your side, News at 5. Welcome back. Some area skies looking a little threatening out there this afternoon, like this one from Blunt Memorial Hospital, kind of looking back towards the west. This is our Knoxville Wholesale Furniture camera network, and it looks quite scary, but no rain falling from these clouds at this point. But that could change as we go through the next couple of hours. In fact, storm chances increasing through the rest of the week on into the weekend. In fact, the best opportunity for rain going to be Thursday and Friday. Those days we will be weather aware, because we feel, though, it will impact some of those outdoor plans, or many of your outdoor plans. And it stays unsettled right through the weekend. Even after the main system responsible for this rain moves out, this unsettled air mass, so to speak, just sticks around with us. This is what I've been watching for about the past 40 minutes right here in Monroe County, McMinn County border. Look at the storms firing up between Athens, Tellico Plains. This is a 1-hour time lapse, and notice how they're not moving. Tropical downpours with these showers right now, so watch out for isolated flooding in these spots. This is kind of indicative of what we're going to see over the next couple of days. A lot of moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico, daytime heating getting into the upper 80s. Those showers and storms will really begin to blossom, but there's really not much driving these, meaning they're not moving much. So heavy rainfall in a short amount of time will be a concern over the next several days. Let's time it out here for you on 6 timeline. We'll take it from now, run it through about 6 o'clock. Still some of those lingering showers, foothills, Smokies Plateau. Some of these try to drift over into the valley. We'll see some of that, but again, as the sun angle gets lower, the opportunities for severe weather gets lower. In fact, we're not even that high today, but we've had a few reports of some small hail. Biggest impact is going to be the steadier rainfall. By the time we get to 11 o'clock tonight, still a few lingering showers, but the coverage is drastically reduced compared to what we get to this afternoon. We'll take it into tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. A mainly dry but cloudy and mild start, low to mid 60s. Make sure you grab the umbrella and keep it handy, because as we go through the day, we're going to do this all over again through the afternoon. Starting midday, notice the showers across the plateau. The difference from tomorrow to today, they're kind of moving southeast slowly. These are going to move from southeast to northwest tomorrow across the region and kind of backwards move across the area. And we'll see these showers and storms kind of pop up through the day with some heavier downpours. Another thing you're going to notice, a lot more of a tropical feel out there, the air you can wear feel. In fact, the sweatcast showing muggy conditions for many areas by 4 o'clock tomorrow, and then that spreads to just about everybody by the time we get into Thursday. So even though the actual air temperatures come down a little bit, man, it's still quite steamy out there. And look at the opportunities for rain over the next couple of days, really going up. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those were our best opportunities for rain. Those were why we're going to be weather aware both of those days. And so if you need to mow the grass, tomorrow early is probably your better chance if you didn't pick up some very heavy rainfall today, because Thursday, Friday, going to be pretty wet across much of the area. So here's the forecast as we go through this evening. Scattered shower and thunderstorm opportunities start to taper off, and especially overnight, just mostly cloudy, muggy, lows only in the mid 60s. And then through the day tomorrow, we're right back in the low 80s. It's warm, humid. We'll see scattered storms, and especially in the afternoon time frame across the plateau. 77 for a high there. 80 in southeast Kentucky. Just keep the umbrella handy. Again, a little less than half of us will see scattered storms again for tomorrow, but I'd rather you have that umbrella and not need it than the other way around, right? A few showers, even some storms in the mountains as well, with highs in the upper 60s. 7-day forecast, again, increasing opportunities for rain Thursday and Friday, which is why we're going to be weather aware. The severe threat, again, is low, kind of like today. Could be a few isolated storms that have some small hail, but heavy rainfall really the biggest impact over the next couple of days as we go through Friday. And even though this system is moving away from us, the atmosphere it leaves behind is still unsettled, still very warm and humid. So the afternoon thunderstorm threat continues through the weekend, right into next week as well. So I know a lot of people's yards were actually getting a little brown from the upper 80s and low 90s. So this should help as we head into the weekend.
Good stuff, Ken. Thank you very much. Well, keeping your family safe tonight here, a national survey showing that seatbelt usage is on the decline, and a lot of it actually has to do with somebody's age.
Yeah, while the vast majority of baby boomers say they always wear a seatbelt, only 87% of Gen X and 81% of millennials say they are always wearing one. Going along with that trend, only 77% of Gen Z, or kids ages 14 to 17, report that they wear a seatbelt at all times.
With the Click It or Ticket national seatbelt enforcement mobilization going on, it's about to happen here right around the corner. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is pushing for everybody to buckle up. Now, according to their stats, in 2016 alone, the use of seatbelts saved nearly 15,000 lives. Well, the University of Tennessee preparing for the worst.
Today was day one of an active shooter drill there. Dozens of law enforcement and first responders learning what to do should an emergency situation like this ever happen. Now, if you drove by the school today, you likely noticed emergency vehicles, officers, even victims in realistic makeup. Again, all of this was part of this training exercise.
The university's Department of Public Safety partnering with FEMA for this drill, and the whole exercise, they're actually going to be doing this here for 2 more days.
All right, everyone, the city of Oak Ridge helping residents, talking to health experts.
Yeah, what you need to know ahead of their wellness fair. It's coming up tomorrow. The story's next. You're watching WATE 6 on your side news at 5.
The city of Oak Ridge hosting a community wellness fair tomorrow.
Yeah, you can talk to health experts about everything from substance abuse and weight loss. There are also several basic health screenings being performed for free. Now, all of this is taking part in Oak Ridge's effort to increase health and awareness education in the community.
Now, this is happening down at the Oak Ridge Civic Center. That's right off of the Oak Ridge Turnpike from noon until 4. We want to let you know admission is free and everyone is invited.
The community honoring those who have given the ultimate sacrifice.
Coming up at 5:30, how East Tennessee and the nation is celebrating Peace Officers Memorial Day. Stay with us, everyone. You're watching WATE 6 on your side. News at 5.
Coming up tonight on WATE 6 on your side news at 6, people in an East Tennessee community wanting an apology after being offended by what was said at a recent budget hearing. We're not talking about angry words. Instead, it's a story about a guinea pig, lettuce, and a refrigerator. We're on your side getting an explanation. Plus, after Matt Hinkins shared his Parkinson's diagnosis with us last night, we're talking to other patients, looking into why raising awareness of the disease is so important. It's coming up tonight at 6. Well, American Airlines is no longer recognizing some emotional support animals. Folks, I'm not making this up here. Airlines are saying that they cannot bring in insects, goats, and hedgehogs. Those are just some of the animals that cannot travel as comfort animals with people. The guidelines were revised yesterday, so if you do need to bring a support animal on board, American Airlines is saying you now have to file paperwork 48 hours before a flight. Although even with the paperwork, some animals are off limits entirely because they pose a safety or public health risk.
WATE 6 in your side news at 5:30 starts now.
Right now here at 5:30, lawmakers pushing to help music makers profit from their craft. The big-name artists testifying in front of Congress to push through a new music bill.
Plus, law enforcement across the country honored for their service this week here. Straight ahead, we're going to take you into one East Tennessee community to see how they're recognizing our officers.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kristen Farley.
And I'm Ryan O'Donnell. Thanks for joining us.
First up, lawmakers are working on some new laws to protect songwriters and performers in the age of online streaming music services.
A special guest testifying to push the music creation bill forward. New here at 5:30, Bree Jackson hearing from lawmakers and Smokey himself on how this will help struggling artists.
Music icon Smokey Robinson has a simple message for Congress.
We need your help. We need you guys to come and say, okay, this is enough.
Robinson joined other performers and songwriters to urge senators to change the current music copyright law, which does not require streaming services like SiriusXM to pay for songs recorded before February of 1972. Senator Chris Coons says Congress needs to catch up with the technology to be sure the musicians who made our favorite oldies don't go broke.
What would the passage of the Classics Act mean for pre-72 artists?
Chances to make another living for yourself or get another kind of job when music has been your life for your entire life. It's frightening to me.
Senators say they want to update licensing laws to make sure that music creators are fairly compensated. They're considering a combination of 3 bills designed to modernize copyright laws.
Our music is being used more than ever and valued less.
Songwriters like Josh Keir say passing the Music Modernization Act would help fix a broken system and ensure musicians get paid. But Senator Dianne Feinstein wants to examine potential impacts to be sure the new laws don't make music too expensive for those of us who listen.
To ensure the legislation doesn't result in problems that will require an act of Congress to fix.
Senators say regulating the music business is a complex issue, and hearing from music legends and insiders is just one step toward finding solutions. In Washington, Bree Jackson, WATE 6 on your side.
Now, Senator Lamar Alexander is also a big proponent of pushing this bill forward. We'll keep you updated.
Live coverage tonight here. Central High School's graduation ceremony just started here. You can see them walking up. You're taking a live look inside Thompson Bowling Arena, where hundreds are preparing to walk the stage and receive their diplomas. Although there is excitement, of course, tonight, the ceremony is also bittersweet.
Yeah, graduating seniors honoring their former classmate Emma Walker. You likely recall 2 years ago, the Central High School cheerleader was shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend. She would have been graduating tonight, and there's going to be a bell tolling when her name is called this evening. All right, everyone, we want to turn our attention to the weather now because some serious weather moving in this evening.
Yes, a big change this year. Meteorologist Ken Weathers joining us from the Storm Center. Ken, what can people expect tonight?
A few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not expecting severe weather, but heavy rainfall going to be the biggest impact for those storms that do develop. Back across northwestern Anderson County, about 2.5 inches of rain estimated there just south of Crossville, 1.33 inches. And this area I've been watching right on the McMinn-Monroe County border, about 2 inches. And that's just been within the past hour. Let me show you this. I'll put it into motion and notice how these really haven't been moving. They've just kind of been expanding over the same area. And it's this kind of feature that we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. Where these showers and storms pop up, you'll see some locally heavy rainfall. Good news is the intensity of these will weaken once we get past sunset, and a lot of this activity will fizzle out. But we'll still see a few more of these showers developing like we're seeing now across the valley here in the next hour or so. By 6 o'clock, this is the forecast product. Again, 6 timelines showing where these showers and storms will be. By 8 o'clock, again, coverage expanding a little bit, but the intensity is decreasing, and that will be the trend right through 11 o'clock tonight as well. So if you're about to head out the door, go ahead and grab that umbrella and keep it handy right through the evening hours, because scattered shower and thunderstorm opportunities stay with us till just past midnight. Muggy start tomorrow morning, and then we do it all again tomorrow afternoon. I'll talk about when our next 2 weather aware days will be in just a few minutes, Ryan.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. Time now to take a look at tonight's other top stories for you. The Sevier County Sheriff's Office telling us a 19-year-old man has died after drowning in the Little Pigeon River. The victim has been identified as Dominic Hensley. He died this morning at UT Medical Center. Investigators are saying he and some friends were swimming in the Little Pigeon River off Red Bank Road yesterday afternoon. He went under, then resurfaced downriver, but was unresponsive. We're told other swimmers pulled the 19-year-old out of the water here, and then he was taken to the hospital.
2 Newport parents facing aggravated child abuse charges after their 3-month-old child was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries. 22-year-old Marissa Cook and 21-year-old Michael Frazier now charged with aggravated child abuse under Haley's Law. That law makes it a Class A felony to abuse a child under the age of 9 in any way that leads to bodily injury. A Class A felony is punishable by a minimum 15-year sentence.
Caryville police are asking for your help tonight here, searching for a missing woman. 26-year-old Tiffany Hope Lowe was last seen at around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Now, we're told she has a mental disability here and lives with her grandmother. Right now, police aren't sure if she just walked away or if somebody picked her up. Now, anybody with information about her whereabouts is asked to call Caryville Police 423-562-9478.
Well, the Oak Ridge Police Department honoring those who have given the ultimate sacrifice serving the East Tennessee community.
All of this is part of National Police Week, the official Peace Officers Memorial Day service here, honoring all of those who serve as a reminder to the community and the department itself of the sacrifices made on a daily basis.
I think it's important that we as a profession come together one day a year and we honor those that have either died, been killed, or have been injured in the line of duty. It reminds us of the dangers of this job, but it also reminds us of what we're dedicated to doing for our communities and the wonderful gift that public service is to those that we serve.
Oak Ridge Police also hosting an awards ceremony to honor hardworking officers during National Police Week.
Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., President Trump addressed hundreds of men and women on the Capitol lawn. Last year, 129 officers were killed in the line of duty. Among the fallen was Corporal Michael Middlebrook of Lafayette, Louisiana's police department.
Michael was an excellent officer. He was an officer's officer. He was the officer that every chief would be proud to have.
President Trump told the families of the fallen that the nation is grieving with them.
The city of Knoxville also honoring law enforcement all week long. The Henley Street Bridge, you might see this. You take a look at the lights there, they're all shining blue. Tonight and the rest of the week, in honor of Peace Officers Memorial Day and National Police Week. Knoxville Police are tweeting out a message of thanks this morning.
Well, Tennessee softball getting ready to host an NCAA regional this weekend.
We're taking a look at how they're turning it up a notch here in practice. That's coming up in our Orange and White Nation report. You're watching WATE 6 on your side news at 5:30. We're checking our D.C. Pulse, getting a look at the top stories our D.C. Bureau is working on today. Well, it's a whole new world for several states now that the Supreme Court has paved the way for sports gambling. The court ruled Congress has the power to control sports gambling, but the federal law that prohibited it was unconstitutional. The American Gaming Association expecting sports betting in New Jersey to be back up and running here by Memorial Day and says more states will soon follow. Well, tonight the Trump administration is calling on Congress to renew a program giving veterans expanded options for health care. But critics are saying Veterans Choice diverts money away from other important VA needs. Acting VA Secretary Robert Willicke says veterans nationwide are uncertain where they'll get their care because the program, known as Veterans Choice, runs out of money this month. Now, the House is expected to vote on funding the program this week. We'll, of course, stay on top of this for you, let you know what happens. Kristen?
All right, Ryan, thank you. Jordan Spieth's last round on Sunday was going well until the last hole cost him thousands of dollars. Marshall Hughes breaking down the good, the bad, and the ugly coming up in sports.
And make sure to keep the rain gear handy the rest of the week. I'll let you know when the best opportunities for rain will be coming up. You're watching WATE 6 on your side, news at 5:30.
We had an air quality alert over the weekend. In tonight's Ask the Storm Team, meteorologist Shay Sorensen is explaining what that means and how it can affect you.
Okay, there's two types of ozone. One is good, one is bad. The good ozone is up in the stratosphere that protects us from the harmful UV light produced by the sun. And then bad ozone or ground ozone is produced by us or factories, car exhaust, that sort of thing. So basically what happens is we've got a car or a factory producing air pollution. It has to be hot and sunny in order to get those air quality alerts, because as those chemicals go into the atmosphere, they react with the heat and the sunlight. So we got volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, and then nitrogen oxides, NOx. So those compounds again mix with heat and sunlight, or react with heat and sunlight, and then produce that ground ozone that kind of makes our asthma a little bit worse, or if you have respiratory problems, not a good idea to be outside. Here's just an idea of other things that cause those nasty things that go into the air: chemical solvents, gasoline vapors, that sort of thing. So when we do have air quality alerts like what we did over the weekend, it was unhealthy for sensitive groups only. So those with respiratory concerns or asthma, you may have felt that a little bit thanks to that ground ozone, but then it can get a little bit worse to unhealthy, very unhealthy, and even hazardous, where everybody is affected. But of course, we haven't seen anything like that for quite some time, and that usually doesn't happen unless there's a fire or ash or soot in the air, that sort of thing. If you ever have a question for the storm team, you can ask on Facebook at WATE6 on your side, or on Twitter at WATE Weather.
Yeah, so we get this question a lot. So does that mean I can't go outside?
Right.
Only if you have respiratory concerns, and even then it's usually okay. Just don't overdo it. If you have emphysema or asthma, you don't want to be running a marathon in a situation like that.
To do all
You're going to have problems. But as she mentioned, especially when we had the fires in Gatlinburg a few years ago, we were in that higher category of respiratory concerns that could impact everybody. I mean, you could see it in the air. It was so bad.
So aside from the fires, could it happen any time of the year?
Yeah,
really?
Mainly in the summer when it heats things up. You know, everything gets trapped here in the valley, and the heat of the summer makes it worse.
Gotcha.
So that's usually our most opportune time, really, to see those. Good news is today we're not dealing with that. We're dealing with tropical downpours like we're seeing right now. Blunt Memorial Hospital camera there in Maryville. We kind of watched this develop just within the past 15 minutes from our Knoxville Wholesale Furniture camera network. And let me show you just a loop from the past hour. I kind of told you this would develop here during the 6 o'clock hour and pretty close. You see how it's really just blossomed. If you look real close, roll it back one more time. You see that light blue line? It's an outflow boundary. What that is, it's the cool air from thunderstorms back to the west that came through. It's like dropping that rock in a calm pool of water, and it causes the ripples to move out. Same thing with the storms that were across the plateau. Those little pieces of energy moving into this unstable air has really blossomed those thunderstorms, and right over that Blunt Memorial Hospital camera is where those showers and storms have blossomed. So we're going to see these continue for a little bit longer, and the problem is they're not really moving. They're just developing right over the same area, and we're seeing those heavy downpours of rain. So keep the rain gear handy and drive carefully. Watch for hydroplaning potential. Let's time it out forecast-wise from 6 o'clock through 8 o'clock. The intensity of these may wane a little bit as we get close and beyond sunset, but I still think we'll see lingering showers anyway through 11 o'clock tonight. It's after midnight these calm down, and we'll start tomorrow morning on a mostly cloudy and dry note. Temperatures low to mid 60s, but grab the umbrella before you leave, because like today, we'll see showers and storms blossom through the afternoon. A little different though tomorrow. The movement of these will be southeast to northwest across the area. So they start in the mountains first around midday and then push back westward and northward through the afternoon. So again, about half of us, maybe a little less, will see these showers and storms for tomorrow. The difference is even past sunset, additional showers will still stay with us, and this ramps up to those likely rainfall opportunities as we go Thursday into Friday. Another thing you'll notice, temperatures may come down, humidity levels go up though. 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, a lot of us seeing the muggy conditions here on our sweatcast. That gets even broader across the area by Thursday. So again, the air you can wear forecast really starting to go back up. And with that, rain opportunities going up, especially Thursday into Friday, which is why we'll be weather aware both of those days. So for tomorrow, again, about half of us seeing the scattered storms. 83 Knoxville, 80 in Kingston, 76 Jamestown, 77 Oneida, especially the afternoon storms there. So even though temperatures are a little cooler, it's still equally, if not more humid. So it's kind of a trade-off, so to speak. 80 for Barberville, 78 in Middlesboro. Just keep the umbrella handy. We'll see some scattered showers over the higher elevations of the Smokies and a few isolated storms down for the lower elevations like Pigeon Forge and Wallen. So 7-day forecast, we're weather aware Thursday, Friday. That means weather is going to impact some of your outdoor activities, especially in the afternoon, whether it's the commute home or some after school activities. So keep that in mind. And even once this system moves out, it stays pretty steamy right through the weekend. What I mean by that is the opportunities for those afternoon showers and storms continue, and that pattern lingers right into next week as well. So a very summer-like pattern here coming up as we wrap up May.
Orange and White Nation Report, brought to you by your Greater Knoxville Honda dealers.
Ken, thank you very much. Well, Tennessee softball is in a familiar place, opening the NCAA tournament at home.
Yeah, the Lady Vols practicing on their home field today for what will be their 14th year in a row that they have hosted a regional. Marshall Hughes joining us now. You spent some time with the team, Marshall, so what are they saying about this weekend?
Yeah, so one game at a time, Kristen. They're well aware of what's at stake here with this weekend. Win this weekend and they could play Georgia in the next round. Ralph Weekley says they have the team to reach the World Series. While that may be the case, though, Tennessee, they got to take care of Monmouth on Friday. That game will mark Tennessee's first ever meeting with the Metro Atlantic champions. The Lady Vols have said they're going back to the fundamentals for the postseason, and that starts at practice. From what we've heard from the team, Ralph and Karen Weekley putting this team through the grind ahead of Friday.
Practice these past few days has been extremely challenging. You know, they've been pushing us really, really hard, you know, just really working and pushing us, you know, to be better and to work harder and, you know, to make those really tough plays where you're diving. I mean, you know, Maddie Moss is covered in dirt and that never happens. We don't ever hardly get dirty as pitchers. So, yeah, just, you know, really pushing us to be better.
We just came out with a really aggressive mindset with our fundamentals and just really trying to do the extra of just getting dirty, you know, practicing how we're going to play, definitely. I just think now we just mentally are preparing, knowing that like this could be our last practice, you know, of the week or just last games, and we're just kind of really trying to go all out, holding each other accountable definitely for everything. And like I said, we're not letting anything get through.
You got Tennessee and Monmouth coming up Friday at 5:30. We're going to hear from Ralph Weekley, headed your way tonight at 6. Meanwhile, it is Tuesday. That means it's time for a new edition of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We'll start with the good. Major League Baseball honoring mothers across the country Sunday for Mother's Day. You had pink hats, pink bats, pink jerseys, you name it. You know, while all men that want to make their wives, moms, feel especially good on this day, Steven Souza Jr., man, he was 3 steps ahead of the game. The Arizona Diamondback just happened to be mic'd up in the outfield Sunday. He took advantage of the platform.
I probably should say Happy Mother's Day to my wife, and my mother, and my grandmother, and my mother-in-law. Got a lot of mothers. My wife is unreal. Mother's Day doesn't even describe how amazing she is. This should be a Mother's Week or a month.
Well played, Steven Souza, man. He wins that one. We'll turn to the bad. College baseball. It's Seattle University against Sacramento State. Jack Reisinger listed at 5'7", wishing he was taller. The Seattle catcher, not the tallest guy. He hits the ball but face plants before he makes it to the bag. Take another look, man. So close, but Reisinger falling several feet short of first. That's embarrassing. We'll stay with the bad. Jordan Spieth tied for 17th when he teed off of the 18th hole at the Players. He would have taken home close to $144,000 had he just finished in that spot. Instead, his first shot went in the water, and it only got worse. He would miss back-to-back putts. These are simple putts for the former Masters champ. A quadruple bogey for the hole. That bumped him down to 41st place. Spieth taking home 40 grand instead. I think he'll be just fine, though. We'll wrap up with the ugly. Viewer discretion advised here. How much would it cost for you to let a 2,000-pound bull toss you in the air? Yikes. Ooh. I'm not sure the background of this madness, but the video surfaced this week. You got these rodeo fans. They're playing a game with a bull to see who can stand in their ring the longest. A couple of them successful, several, though, not at all. I imagine they didn't just come out here with a few scrapes and bruises. I mean, these guys went several feet in the air, and that bull was just not messing around. That's the ugliest thing I saw this week, Kristen and Ryan.
And for what do you think?
I know.
Any idea?
Yeah, you better have won a lot of something for that.
Probably like a free beer or something, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, that made me cringe. All right, Marshall, thank you. Time now to check in with anchor Lori Tucker. She is in the newsroom.
She's got a look at what's coming up tonight at 6. Hi, Lori.
Hi, guys. People calling tonight for an apology. They're pretty upset right now over what was said at a city meeting, a story about a guinea pig, how that fits into the current budget debate over city worker pay. And she would have graduated tonight. Emma Walker, murdered in her bed, remembering her life, her legacy, and a community's loss as her school celebrates graduation. Plus, after Matt Hinken's personal story facing the diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, we're talking with others who deal with Parkinson's every day, why putting it in the spotlight matters. That's coming up in just a few minutes at 6. Ryan, Kristen.
All right, thank you, Lori. Well, still to come here at 5:30, Amazon expanding its newest brick-and-mortar store.
Where Amazon Go will be popping up soon, and exactly how this cashierless store really works. We'll have that for you next.
I think it's good enough. Like, I can hear it good enough. Is this? I just need that quote. Oh, here we go. I emailed you that quote. Is it okay if I pull it up here? Oh, yeah. So that I don't have to use Jupa. Just the signal, to be honest with you. Should I just exit it out? Oh, oops, I already did. I didn't mean. Okay, sorry. I think we've got a few minutes left. I just can't hear them.
Amazon's new stores are already expanding. The company now says its Amazon Go stores will open in San Francisco and Chicago. Now, the first one opened in Amazon's hometown of Seattle back in January. The store uses a collection of cameras and sensors to track customers and inventory as they move around the store. Shoppers open the Amazon Go app, and any products they take from the store are automatically charged to their account when they leave.
Certified by Weather Rate, Knoxville's most accurate forecast. This is your forecast first from the WATE 6 on your side storm team. Brought to you by Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, the furniture you want.
Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Ken Weather. Some tropical-like downpours occurring in Blunt Memorial Hospital camera there in Maryville. Temperatures have dropped to 76 degrees because of this, and this is what we're going to see across the area through the evening. Pop-up showers and some storms with heavy rainfall. Coverage gets a little bit higher for tomorrow. About half of us see them. And then many of us, if not most of us, see the showers and storms as we wrap up the week. I'll let you know if this continues into the weekend as the news continues now.
WATE 6 on your side. News at 6 starts now.
People upset over what was said at a budget hearing, a story about a guinea pig, how that fits into a debate over pay for city workers.
Plus, Emma Walker, a cheerleader, she would have graduated tonight if she had not been killed in her own bed. Live coverage as Central High School remembers Walker on graduation night.
And after Matt's personal story, his Parkinson's diagnosis, we meet another Parkinson's patient and find out why awareness matters. Right now at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kristen Farley.
I'm Lori Tucker.
First up tonight, people are upset and calling for an apology over the language that was used at a Morristown City budget meeting.
Now, mind you, it's not foul language, but some still found it offensive when the city manager shared a story about feeding lettuce to a squealing guinea pig. Well, WATE 6 on your side viewers from Morristown sent in emails and Facebook comments calling this disgraceful and disappointing.
Live coverage tonight from WATE 6 on your side reporter Erin Barnett. She is on your side working to get answers all day long. So Erin, what have you found out?
Well, Lori and Kristen, I've been working all day to talk to everybody on all sides of this to hear what they were saying was so offensive. And I did talk to Mr. Cox himself as well to get some information. But it was a packed meeting tonight at the council building here at the city hall. People upset, I'd say 50 or 60 people there saying that what Mr. Cox said was offensive. Meanwhile, Mr. Cox, the city administrator, telling me he was just sharing a story as an example.
The only thing I heard from the mayor, his first and initial response was, oh, good grief, chill out. And then he went on and wrote a couple of other replies.
Chris Dotson, the chaplain for the Morristown Police Department, is waiting to hear from Mayor Gary Chesney after writing him a message asking for the city administrator, Tony Cox, to apologize. Dotson said Cox's comments at the council meeting May 11th were derogatory and offensive to city workers.
Referring to them as guinea pigs by using a family analogy, as he called it. Saying that they squealed for more and more lettuce and were never satisfied.
Cox tells 6 on your side in an email that, quote, the story about the family guinea pig was an example where my family unintentionally encouraged the pet to behave exactly the way we did not want. This was used as a framework to suggest that we review our total compensation package to make sure we are putting our resources in places to get the results that we seek. Going on to say the story was not in reference to any department, but just a discussion on how to best allocate resources of the city to serve our citizens. Brittany Beckelheiner, wife of a former Morristown police officer, says either way she feels like it was a poor analogy.
At the very minimum, an apology, but definitely for them to be held accountable for what they say, because if anyone in public service was to say something similar, they would absolutely be held accountable for what they say.
Dotson, who volunteers as chaplain for the police department for 14 years now, says the analogy is unacceptable and the city administrator needs to say he's sorry.
Very offensive to me regarding my officers. They work selflessly, sacrificially, and to hear them referred to in such a demeaning capacity, it was not well received.
Now, one person did get up and speak about this at the meeting tonight, and behind her was a standing group of people standing in support. Many of them had fire department shirts on, police gear on, saying that they were standing in solidarity, that they felt like these comments were offensive. Cox did not speak at the meeting tonight, but he did send me a statement through email today and said that he had the utmost respect for the men and women who work for this city. The Morristown citizens are his #1 priority. And we're also hearing back from the mayor, who emailed me this statement saying Morristown City Council holds both its city administrator, Tony Cox, and police chief Roger Overholt in a very high regard. Also the chief of the fire department. The level of our appreciation of our police department is at a high level. However, it is disappointing when misinformation is used by an unhappy few to create a drama among those not directly involved, end quote. And he did also comment tonight saying he felt that everything was taken out of context and this got to be a bigger deal than it was. The citizens have requested to come back to the next city council meeting next month to have their voices heard. So we will keep you posted on what happened, guys.
All right, Erin, thank you so much. And we want to stress the text we have so far recounting Cox's comments is really only a partial transcript. We have requested the minutes and the recordings from that budget meeting. When we get them, we'll pass them along to you.
We certainly will. Well, on your side now with a traffic update we've been talking about for a couple of hours now. I-40 in Roane County is back open tonight after a crash involving a tractor trailer and a load of scrapped cars.
Yeah, the wreck happening around 2:30 in the westbound lanes around exit 347 to Harriman and Rockwood. TDOT sending out these pictures of the wreck showing the scrapped and crushed cars that fell from the truck. Harriman police say the 18-wheeler collided with a van that was hauling a boat.
Now, police said there were reports of injuries at the scene. We have been checking. We don't know yet how many or the extent of those injuries. Hopefully everyone is okay. Also, we're waiting to learn what caused that crash.
And of course, times like this, a reminder of why we urge you to download our WATE 6 on Your Side news app. You can send out, or we send out rather, push alerts right to your phone, and you can get a heads up about traffic tie-ups like this one. Hopefully maybe find another route. All you have to do is go to your phone's app store and you can download it. Again, it is free.
Knox County high schoolers are graduating this week. Ceremonies getting underway tonight, and you know, this is such a treasured time for so many young people.
But also tonight, a local school remembering a young life cut short. Emma Walker was supposed to be graduating tonight. The 16-year-old Central High School cheerleader was shot and killed while sleeping in her bed. That was in November of 2016. Well, just this month, a jury convicted her ex-boyfriend, Riley Gall, a former football player, in Walker's murder.
New at 6, WATE 6 on Your Side anchor Ryan O'Donnell joins us in the studio. Ryan, tell us how Central is honoring Walker at tonight's ceremony.
Yeah, Lori, Kristen, thank you. Central High School's graduation ceremony got underway at 5:30. In fact, we have a crew there at Thompson Bowling Arena right now as the event is underway. They're sending back this live picture with the graduation program underway. Now, what we have been told is Central is leaving 3 seats open. One, of course, for Emma Walker. The other 2 for a teacher and a student who died during the school year. The school will ring a bell for all 3. Now, there's another tribute to Walker as well that's in the works today. Knox County Mayor Tim Burchett and Commissioner Michelle Carringer now asking the County Commission to rename a dog park in Fountain City in Walker's memory. Now, the Commission will vote on that move later this month. Carringer saying she actually met Walker and her family some time ago, describing her as a beautiful person. Now, that is something we have certainly heard before in past memorial events. And of course, we told you last year about Walker's plan to become a neonatal nurse. East Tennessee Children's Hospital honoring that dream by renaming a NICU room in memory of Walker. A scholarship fund has also been set up for young people going into the medical field and studying at the University of Tennessee. Now, we're going to have more on tonight's on the graduation tribute coming up on WATE 6 on Your Side News at 11. Kristen, Lori, back to you guys.
All right, Ryan, thank you.
Yeah, she was quite a young lady.
Yes.
Students from South Doyle are also graduating tonight. Big night for them as well. And more ceremonies, of course, will be held every afternoon and evening through Saturday.
All right, everyone, the 6 on Your Side storm team watching a few showers move through the area this afternoon.
Meteorologist Ken Weathers is on your side, and right now he says it is oh so humid if you have not been outside in the last hour or 2.
I like to call it air you can wear, and we're going to see that right over the next couple of days. So temperatures may come down a little bit, but humidity levels are going right back up, so it's kind of a washout. And with all that extra humidity, we've seen pop-up showers and storms with locally heavy rainfall. Northwestern Anderson County estimating about 2.5 inches of rain today, about 1.5 inches in Monroe County near Tellico Plains. And as I mentioned, these thunderstorms have just blossomed within the past hour right here over the valley. And notice how they're not moving. So this is what we're talking about. Heavy rainfall in the spots where these develop. We're basically just going to have to wait till these completely fall apart. These pop up, last for about an hour, and then basically will fall apart. And that's going to be the trend over the next hour or so. Let me track these for you here over the next hour from 6 o'clock through 8 o'clock. The intensity of the storms will weaken once we get past sunset, but it may take a little while for these showers to dissipate across the area. It's going to be most likely after midnight, but rain opportunities going right back up as we wrap up the work week. In fact, we're weather aware Thursday and Friday. More on that and a look at the weekend coming up in a minute, Kristen.
All right, Ken, thank you. Well, new here at 6, Tennessee's Attorney General joining with others around the country suing Purdue Pharma over OxyContin and what the state says is the company's role in prolonging the opioid epidemic. The lawsuit filed here in Knox County claiming Purdue violated Tennessee's consumer protection law and created a public nuisance. AG Herbert Slattery describing the company's conduct as, quote, unconscionable, and saying he intends to hold Purdue accountable. District attorneys from around the state have also been suing Purdue and other drug makers as well. The company responding to those, denying the claims in the lawsuits and saying it shares concerns over the opioid crisis.
Also today, we're learning about a scare for the pilots of a Lifestar medical helicopter. Lifestar saying that while flying out of its Sweetwater base, the pilots heard something hit the helicopter, causing what Lifestar describes as a big thud. As a safety precaution, they returned immediately, and the next nearest Lifestar was sent to pick up the patient. After an inspection, the helicopter was cleared to return to service. The company that owns and operates the Lifestar helicopters says it's 48 across the country. Of those, there were 30 reported bird strikes last year. Now, none resulted in any damage or a safety of flight issue. Now the Department of Energy is responding.
That's the National Security Advisor John Bolton suggested this weekend that Oak Ridge could play a role in the denuclearization of North Korea. Speaking on ABC this week, John Bolton told ABC's Martha Raddatz that economic help for North Korea would be triggered by irreversible progress on getting rid of the North's nuclear capability, specifically mentioning moving the weapons to Oak Ridge. Well, as we've told you, this coming as President Donald Trump prepares to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un next month in Singapore. The Department of Energy sending us this statement saying as the president continues to seek the complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization of North Korea, the DOE stands ready to provide leadership, technical guidance, and expertise on this issue. Of course, we will let you know what happens. Well, today, Knox Heritage releasing its list of places in peril, sites that need restoration help. It is called the Fragile and Fading List. This year, it includes the Fort Sanders Historic District, Knoxville College, Rural High School, and the Park City Historic District, the Standard Knitting Mill, and the Eugenia Williams House. Today's announcement is an effort to inform the public about the challenges facing the properties and what can really be done to save them. In years past, you may recall this list was called the Fragile 15.
We wanted to not be restricted by a particular number. So we may have 6 properties like we do this year. We may have 8 properties next year. We may have 2 properties next year.
Preservation plans for these properties can include maintaining architecture, creating jobs, and of course, connecting us to our local history.
All right, let's talk a little sports. The postseason begins this weekend for Tennessee softball.
Despite an up and down season, they are feeling pretty good heading into the weekend.
I feel good about our team. I think our team could go to Oklahoma City.
We're going to preview the regional coming up in our Orange and White Nation report.
And after Matt Hinkins shared his Parkinson's diagnosis last night, we're talking with other patients, looking into why raising awareness of this disease is so important. Coming up.
Make sure to keep that rain gear handy the rest of the week. I'm going to let you know when the best opportunities for rain will be coming up. You're watching WATE 6 on your side, news at 6.
Sure, you're watching WATE 6 on your side, news at 6.
All right, so we could use the rain.
Yeah,
we're not going to complain about it.
We shouldn't complain. Doesn't mean I'm not going to.
I like your honesty.
The only problem is that we may get a lot in a short amount of time, and it's not really the kind of way we need it.
Yeah, slow and steady.
That's what we'd like to see, but unfortunately that's not the way it's going to be over the next 3 or 4 days coming up. Pretty quiet the west side of town right now. Take a look at this. Our Knoxville Wholesale Furniture Camera Network. We're looking west on 40 back towards Cedar Bluff. It's east of town where the thunderstorms have popped up, and now we have one warning for Jefferson, East Knox, and Sevier County. This goes until 7 o'clock. What happens? These storms pop up. Briefly could be severe with some small hail, possibly some gusty winds, and by about 30-40 minutes from now, these storms will fall back apart, and then they'll be done. In the meantime, also heavy rainfall possible underneath this thunderstorm, which is right along Interstate 40. And as I put this into motion from the past hour, notice it's not really moving, so you can't really track it. It's just kind of sitting right over the same area. There's the potential for some of that hail. It looks like it could be near quarter size, so again, about the size of a quarter. That is severe limits. So again, right underneath that, especially the Strawberry Plains area, seeing the potential for that severe thunderstorm. Again, quiet back across the plateau now where we had some heavier rainfall earlier. It's kind of that little boundary that's sliding eastward, producing these thunderstorms. These will slowly fizzle out as we go through the evening, and the severe threat will diminish, especially after sunset. So as we time these out for you from 7 o'clock through 8 o'clock, again, notice not as many reds showing up, and that will be the case as well right on through 11 o'clock, and the showers will eventually taper off as well. We start tomorrow morning on a dry note, mostly cloudy and muggy, low to mid 60s, but then the showers will blossom again through the afternoon. The difference is they're moving from southeast to northwest. They'll come across the plateau and slide back north and westward, and again could see some heavy downpours of rain in spots, but not everybody's going to see them. By far, the best opportunity for rain this week will be Thursday and Friday, more likely. That's why we'll be weather aware both of those days. These showers and storms will impact some of your outdoor activities, may make you cancel some of those outdoor activities. Even through the weekend, it stays unsettled, warm, humid, pop-up showers and thunderstorms. We'll keep a close eye on that, and I'll have an update on that warning we have in just a few minutes.
All right, Ken, thank you so much. You know, we want to let you know we have seen such an incredible response from so many of you, WATE 6 on Your Side viewers, to Matt Hinken sharing his Parkinson's disease diagnosis.
It means so much that people are reaching out like this. Really so much love and support. We can't even like put it into words in the last 24 hours. Matt telling us yesterday at 6 o'clock he raised the concern to his doctor, noticing a trembling in his arm, and that led to the diagnosis from a specialist.
Then at 11, Matt shared with us the therapy he's getting. What you're looking at there is the BIG program. He also looked at his checkups on his medication and the support from his wife, Deb. And now Laura Holm is here to talk about how important this awareness really is, Laura.
Well, Lori and Kristen, what's really interesting and incredible is that since we've aired Matt's story, PJ Parkinson's support group has gotten a number of phone calls, people sharing their experiences, saying it's helpful seeing Parkinson's disease in the spotlight, showing it's a challenge, but one that doesn't stop a vibrant life.
Workouts are a little different.
Whirlwind of changes.
Now, 1 month into Wally Miles' diagnosis, the 40-year-old learning April 11th he has Parkinson's disease.
And the tremors in my hand, I thought it was from just too much work on the computer, doing IT for 15 years.
Last night, he watched Matt's story.
Really hit home, really, I could feel it. I'm very proud of him for, coming forward.
For Miles, hearing these stories and sharing his is simply about awareness, which he says is key.
Prior to me getting diagnosed and the symptoms and stuff, I knew very little. I knew two things, tremors, that's the common thing you associate, and Michael J. Fox.
The hope by raising awareness is to get others to listen to their body and pay attention to symptoms of Parkinson's disease.
It is different for everyone. Each individual patient is very different. Do they have more tremor? Do they have more stiffness? How much is their gait involved?
Doctors say the movement disorder is not common.
I want to say the incidence or prevalence would be maybe 1% of the population, but that still means that there are a couple of million people at least in this country who have Parkinson's disease.
While years ago the diagnosis was devastating, research and care are more effective and
more neurologists are more experienced with treating Parkinson's disease and do a very good job of helping them stay active and functional.
Staying active is one of Miles' biggest goals.
I have a 3-year-old at home. She keeps me busy. She is a workout in that sense, and I look forward to a long, happy life.
Today, he's hoping others who may be going through this too know there are people to lean on.
It is absolutely everything. We just have to open your eyes and know that you are not alone with this disease.
Now, PJ Parkinson's support group welcomes those with the disease and their care partner. The group has meetings in Knoxville and in Maryville. We've posted times, locations, and how to get in contact with them at WATE.com. Ladies.
All right, Laura, thank you so much. You know, we're also sharing Matt's story online as well, just to let everybody know that you're not alone.
Yeah, and so many people have been asking to see that again. So all you have to do is go to our website, everyone, WATE.com. You can also look on our free news app. You can find our Parkinson's coverage under the As Seen On section. All right, everyone, time now to talk a little sports.
Marshall Hughes is with us.
Lady Vols leading the headlines this week. It's all about Tennessee softball as they gear up for their regional at home this weekend. We're checking in with Ralph Weekly coming up in tonight's Orange and White Nation Report.
Orange and White Nation Report, brought to you by your Greater Knoxville Honda dealers.
The Big Orange Caravan continues tonight in West Tennessee. You got Jeremy Pruitt and Philip Fulmer headlining a trip to Memphis tonight. The pair talking ball, signing autographs in a city that Pruitt has made public he plans to make Big Orange a city, that in terms of recruiting. The Caravan will roll on later this month. We got stops in Nashville, Atlanta, and Kingsport. 3 softball teams are headed to Knoxville this weekend to compete in an NCAA regional. Step 1 on the road to Oklahoma City. Tennessee playing host to Monmouth, James Madison, and Ohio. After a roller coaster of a season with highs and lows, injuries and illnesses, this weekend marking a new season. Ralph Weekly, he's been to the World Series before and sees enough in this team to get them headed back.
I mean, I feel good about our team. I mean, I think our team could go to Oklahoma City, you know, and I think every coach should think that when they're standing here, but I really think our team could go to Oklahoma City. It's just, we've got to win them one game at a time. You know, we've got to start with the first game Thursday, and we can't look past Monmouth. We can't look past whoever comes out of that game. If we survive, we just got to take it one game at a time.
Lady Vols opening up play Friday at 5:30, taking on Monmouth. Today, one of those bittersweet ones at WATE. Today is Emily Proud's last day with us. Bittersweet because she's leaving, but that also means we got cake today.
Oh, Marshall.
Like a true man.
No, in all seriousness. You know, I've enjoyed working with Emily every single day. Whoever gets to work with her next is going to be lucky. Whatever she chooses to do, she's going to be great at. A lot of new chapters, too.
Yeah.
She's getting married this weekend, so wishing her best.
Oh, she's going to be a beautiful bride.
Yes.
I'm so excited for her.
Her whole life ahead of her,
That's right.
and it'll be a great one.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll miss her here, though.
Yes, we will.
Absolutely. A couple things we want to get you caught up on. We have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings to talk about. They're on the Knox-Jefferson Sevier County border, also up into Granger and Claiborne counties. Notice these really aren't moving. They're nearly stationary. Can't rule out some small hail, about maybe a ½ inch to 1 inch in diameter, and locally heavy rainfall. The good news is these won't last long, about another 20-30 minutes and they'll be done. But more rain returning for the next several days. So keep the umbrella handy.
All right, Ken. Thank you.
Will do. Thanks for being with us.
We'll see you back tonight at 11.
Good night.
I really
A babysitter charged in the death of a little boy tonight at 11.
A high school remembering a teen on the day she would have graduated at 11.
Rain coverage increases the rest of the week. I'll tell you when the best chance is at 11.
Justin, I will text you as soon as I hear from the chief. Okay. And I pretty much figure we'll have about a 30 to 40 minute window from when he texts me to when. Okay. All right. 3, 2. Tonight at 11, Central High School remembering Emma Walker on the day she should have would have graduated. My bad. All right, 3, 2. Tonight at 11, Central High School remembering Emma Walker on the day she would have graduated.
Our classmates in school are honoring her memory.
And plenty of clouds, mild temperatures tonight, but rain chances are on the rise the rest of the week. I'll let you know when the best opportunity for that rain will be with Knoxville's most accurate forecast coming up tonight at 11.
Hey. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, no problem. I feel like David Muir is about to push the desk through the camera. He's like this tonight. I think we're good. Huh? Oh, okay. Jeff, is the issue with what we just recorded, or can Ryan go? Nothing to do with us. You're good. Thank you for asking. Just took me a second to comprehend. Hey, Nick. Can I ask you a quick question? Did Jeff and or Joe talk to you that if this one particular interview comes in after 8 and you're back, can we shoot it in the studio? Well, it would be, it's a block of Tennessee this week. It just happened to fall into our laps tonight, so yeah, yeah. You can talk to Jeff. I forgot he's still back there. Okay. All right, 3, 2. Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Farley. Thanks for watching Family Feud. High school graduations kicking off today here in Knox County. We'll take you there coming up tonight at 11.
Scattered thunderstorms still continuing as we go through the evening hours, but we'll taper off as we go closer to midnight. Clouds, mild temperatures stick around though, with upper to mid 60s by first thing on our Wednesday morning. Keep the rain gear handy, okay? Opportunities for showers and storms increasing midweek and especially late week Thursday into Friday. In fact, we're going to be weather aware both Thursday and Friday. I'll be timing out these rain opportunities and let you know about how much we're expecting coming up tonight at 11.